Hey girls, today is Tuesday, May 5th, and this is our lesson for Module Mission 6, Lesson 8. Moving to our I can statement. I can use understanding of fraction equivalence to investigate decimal numbers on the place value chart expressed in different units. The units we're going to be using are our hundredths, our tenths, but even our ones. So let's take a look at the first example. And if you have your packet in front of you right now for Mission 6, Lesson 8, you'll see that these examples are coming from the packet. So you can do it right in the packet along with me. So the first thing we have here is 230 hundredths. That's a lot of little teeny tiny pieces. Now remember, my model here is partitioned into tenths. If it were partitioned into hundredths, these pieces would be a lot smaller. So remembering what we did yesterday and even towards the end of last week, I know that 230 hundredths is equal to 23 tenths. Now, if I shade 23 tenths, there's 10 tenths, there's 20 tenths, and I need another 3. So that's my 23 tenths. And you'll notice that what you've shaded is 2 ones. Here's 1, here's 2, and an additional 3 tenths. 1, 2, and 3 tenths. So that means my decimal is going to be 2. Oh, can't even see that. Let's try that again. Technical difficulties. 2 point, still learning girls, 3. So my answer is 2.3. If you go down to the next example, which is in number 2, we want to see how many tenths we can get from 2 ones. Well, I have 2 ones right here. 1, 2. But I'm going to go down here and I'm going to put 2 ones in the ones place. How many tenths do we have? Are there any in there? No. So I'm just going to fill in the number 0. So now what I have is 20 tenths. So 2 wholes, which we already knew, is equal to 20 tenths. Here's my 2 wholes. 1 tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, so on and so on. 10 tenths and another 10 tenths gives me 20 tenths. Let's do another example like that. So now for our next example, we're actually going to express our tenths as hundredths in the number chart, in our place value chart. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 2 in the tenths place. How many hundredths do I have here? Well, I have 0 hundredths. So altogether, I have 20 hundredths. So 2/10 is equal to 20 hundredths. Now let's take a look at a few more examples from the next page in your problem set or the back of your problem set. Hey girls, so the last examples we're going to do, you want to move to the back of your problem set, which I mentioned. So the first two examples come right from number 3. And again, we are relating different parts, wholes to tenths to hundredths. I have 1 whole. I know that 1 whole equals 10 tenths, and hopefully you had that answer before I even wrote it. So if 1 whole is 10 tenths, then 1 whole and 7 tenths is, well, 1 whole is 10 tenths plus another 7 tenths would be 17 tenths. Number 4, we're relating wholes to hundredths. Well, I know that 1 whole is equal to how many hundredths? It means I have them all. I have 100 hundredths. That would mean that 1 7 tenths, I know that 7 tenths is 70 hundredths. So 1 and 70 hundredths, 100 hundredths, plus another 70 hundredths is 170 hundredths. This next example relates to number 5. However, it's not one of the problems you're given in number 5. This is just a model. You are given a mixed decimal. This mixed decimal, 3.4, is read as 3 and 4 tenths. They want the mixed fraction. They want the mixed number. In the next 2 boxes, they actually want an improper fraction. So 3 and 4 tenths, well, I know that each whole is 10 tenths. So that's 10, 20, 30, plus an extra 4 tenths is 34 tenths. Now, I want to further decompose it into hundredths. And I know that 34 tenths is the same as having 340 hundredths. And if we used our skills from when we were changing mixed numbers, or I'm sorry, when we were changing improper fractions to mixed numbers, how many groups of 10 can you get from 34? Well, I can get 3 whole groups. How many groups of 100 can you get from 340? 100, 200, 300, still 3 whole groups. So now you're going to finish up that problem set, take a picture, and send it to me. See you tomorrow.